Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Beebe, Sports Information Director at Calvin University. I'm joined by Bryce Benjelink, who will be bringing you today's play-by-play of the MIAA Women's Lacrosse Tournament semifinals, presented to you by the Collegiate Credit Union. And it should be a good one. Calvin against Adrian. These teams played about a week ago, in fact, down at Adrian indoors in the indoor facility that Adrian has unveiled. And Calvin won that game fairly handily. They got out in front early and then just kind of maintained that lead throughout, ultimately winning that game 21-14 down to Adrian and securing a share of the league title and the number 2 seed. Hope is the number 1 seed, also shared the league title with Calvin, and Hope is hosting Kalamazoo in the other semifinal that will be taking place at the same time that our game gets underway. As I mentioned before, I'm joined by Bryce Benjelink here, and Bryce, great to have you here, and it should be an exciting lacrosse match.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It should be. Calvin definitely coming in on a hot streak. I don't think they lost the game after that loss to Hope.
Yep, back in early April.
Back in April. So going on a massive win streak to end the regular season, hoping to continue it today with a first round win, or round 2 win.
Correct.
In the MIAA tournament. Nice for them to get the bye, get some rest in, so they're not playing. You know, they're able to scout a little bit.
Well, and I think there's always that factor. Now, we'll see. And, you know, Adrian is got players that are experienced. But when you have to make that long travel trip for a 4 o'clock game, sometimes that can wear on you a little bit. But this is the postseason, so perhaps any kind of fatigue or whatnot that might come into play might be superseded by the energy that comes with playing in a postseason contest. As you mentioned, Bryce, Calvin has won 6 games in a row, so playing some good ball. And I talked to Coach Blake Boehm the day after Calvin's 21-14 win over Adrian, and he thought that was the best performance of the year by far. Whether or not they can continue that will be interesting. You know, Bryce, I'm sure you've had it where you played in sporting events, you had a great game, and then you have a chunk of a layoff there, you know, and you have to try to work to not go stale, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's the key to that is how intentional you are at practice and how intense the practice is as well. You know, obviously you don't want to kill your players when you have the bye week, you know, or the bye in the tournament. You give them some, you know, rest, maybe take a practice where you guys work on more fundamental stuff, but you guys also have to be super intentional about it. It can't be mentally off of practice. It has to be, you know, just maybe the intensity off. Right?
Yeah. No question about it. And this Adrian team has shown a lot of intensity throughout the year. The only 2 losses in league play were to Calvin and Hope. The loss to Hope was by a goal, 17-16, and of course then 21-14 last week. But this Adrian squad is a high-scoring team that can strike at any moment. I think last week, Calvin coach Blake Boehm did a solid job defensively of coming up with some tactics that slowed Adrian down. And I think now that you play basically 1 week later, you'll see teams try to adjust and counter-adjust to what transpired a week ago.
Absolutely. Well, it's true in every sport. It's hard to beat the same team twice, right? You don't really – in sports like basketball where you play the same team twice, it's more common. Sport like women's lacrosse, you're not going to see it a whole lot. You play them once a year, right? They know what to expect. You know what to expect, right? But then, you know, Adrian might say, okay, this didn't work. Let's try something new.
Yep.
Calvin might not be ready for it, but they will be ready for what Calvin has done because Calvin has they play their style, and it works for them, right? Yes, they have that loss against Hope, but that loss against Hope was a 2-goal loss. So they were in that game the whole way.
Well, we're going to turn it over to our public address man, Bruce Hanson. I think we've got our national anthem coming up. They're going to do some starting lineups, and we have the all-conference teams that will be announced here as far as players that are present for this MIAA tournament semifinal. So anyone who is all-conference on the Adrian or Calvin side will be recognized here in just a moment. So we're going to turn our microphones off and turn it over to Bruce Hanson and let him take it away.
And now let's get right to our starting lineup. First for the visiting team from Adrian College, the Bulldogs hold a 12-4 overall record, 5-2 in conference. The head coach for the Bulldogs in her third year is Amanda Asher. Here's Coach Asher's starting lineup. Starting in midfield, a 5'5" sophomore from Livonia, number 1, Casey Woodall. A midfield from 5'5" midfield from senior from Livonia, number 2, Jenna Alley. At attack, a 5'5" sophomore from Gurnee, Illinois, number 4, Skylar Donaldson. In midfield, a 5'5" junior from Sylvania, Ohio, number 6, Sarah Gross. And midfield, a 5'5" senior from Newport Beach, California, number 12, Mariana Miller. In defense, a 5'5" senior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, number 16, Mia Reyes. In defense, a 5'10" sophomore from Macomb, number 19, Megan Teremi. In midfield, a 5'8" junior from Heartland, number 20, Madeline Turcotte. In midfield, a 5'7" sophomore from Troy, number 22, Abby Malone. In defense, a 5'4" junior from Burton, number 27, Jessica Schmidt. In goal, a 5'5" sophomore from Burton, number 20, Bella Norton. In defense, a 5'7" senior from Waunakee, Wisconsin, number 32, Ava Lazareski. Coach Asher is assisted by Alana Mortimer. And for the host team from Calvin University, the Knights' overall record is 12-5 and 6-1 in conference. The head coach for the Knights in his 15th season is Blake Bain. Here's KO Coach Bain's starting lineup. Starting at attack, a 5'2" sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, number 1, Corinne Plum. At attack, a 5'7" senior from Fishers, Indiana, number 2, Audrey Boer. At midfield, a 5'5" senior from Watertown, Wisconsin, number 8, JC Smith. In defense, a 5'5" junior from Milford, number 12, Alex Petrucia. In defense, a 5'4" junior from Dyer, Indiana, number 14, Avery Slings. In defense, a 5'6" senior from Dyer, Indiana, number 17, Natalie Scott. In defense, a 5'9" junior from Grand Haven, number 18, Molly Williams. At attack, a 6' senior from DeWitt, number 20, Morgan Bethard. In midfield, a 5'7" sophomore from Davison, number 22, Lillian Morey. In goal, a 5'2" junior from Waterville, Ohio, number 23, Hannah Rizzo. In midfield, a 5'1" grad student from Delaware, Ohio, number 26, Daisy Redman. And in midfield, a 5'9" junior from Perrysburg, Ohio, number 30, Megan Gibbs. Coach Bain is assisted by Megan Gilbert, Julia Schaefer, Eva Dorlag, Jeff Yu, and Megan Chang. The NCAA officials assigned to today's game are Jill Malloy, Thomas Rao, Craftman Stevens, and Ann Aklush. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's honor our first and second team all-conference honorees in alphabetical order, starting with the second team from Calvin, Delaney Johnson. From Adrian, Casey Woodall. From Adrian, Abby Malone. From Calvin, Corinne Plum. And now our first team all-conference honorees. From Calvin, Audrey Boer. From Adrian, Madeline Turcotte. From Adrian, Jenna Alley. From Calvin, Megan Gibbs. From Adrian, Ava Lazareski. From Calvin, Natalie Scott. And from Calvin, Hannah Rizzo. Congratulations on your performance during the regular season, and best of luck to you and your teams in postseason play. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask if you're able to please rise, remove your hats, and face the flag to honor America, to those who protect our freedom at home and abroad, with the presentation of our national anthem. And now it's time for the fastest game on 2 feet.
All right, ready to go. We're going to turn it over to Bryce here for the play-by-play. Should be a good one.
Welcome to Zamita Field. It is a nice 55, sunny, and windy day out here for this game. Perfect conditions for a game today. Unlike earlier in the year when everyone had to wear pants because it was still 25 degrees out. Going to be nice weather, nice game. Two teams who played last week competing for a spot for the MIAA title. Right now, Adrian sending their players out there. Coach Babe still in his huddle. Sending his girls out there. Two very successful teams this year. As Jeff said earlier, Adrian's only 2 conference losses were to Hope and Kelvin. Calvin's only conference loss was to Hope, who shared the regular season title and was able to get the 1 seed with Kelvin.
Maury and Turcotte on the draw.
So now we have for the draw for the Knights, Lillian Maury. And for the Bulldogs, looks like it is Jenna Alley out there for the Bulldogs. And 50-50 ball, and Gibbs is the one who secures it. So Gibbs is taking it down, letting the offense get set up. She gives it to Bethard. Bethard slowing it down. Boer with the ball.
Saw Kelvin working on the half-court attack yesterday, Bryce. We'll see if that work pays off.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Inside. And nice block by goalie, number 30, Bella Norton. And right now, Adrian has the ball, lost it, and that is secured by Johnson.
Yeah, got poked from behind. I don't know if that was Boer or...
Looked like it was Boer. Could have also been
J.C. Smith.
Boer,
there you go.
Shot. What a goal by Boer. Wide open in the middle. Off the pass from Johnson.
Well, it looks like the Knights came to play for sure. Winning that opening draw, going right down. First shot turned aside. Adrian comes up with the ground ball and then turning it over right away. Kelvin wasn't giving up, got it right back, and second opportunity for Kelvin pays off with a goal.
Absolutely. We were just showing why she was first team all-conference this year. Right, I believe that's back-to-back years as well, isn't it? Yeah, back-to-back
years. Her sophomore year out with significant knee injury that kind of happened middle of the season there. Did a great job of rehabbing, and she's one of the hardest workers and toughest competitors that you will find here at Kelvin, and Knights are glad to have her.
And that is secured by Plum on the draw, so Kelvin wins 2 draws now. Plum with it. Like Jeff said, they worked on the half-court attack. Boober with the ball up top, sends it over to Bethard. I think what has been a story of success for Kelvin is how patient they are on offense. They don't push the pace. They don't take shots that aren't their shots. They pass the ball around, try to get the ball in the middle. They run a lot of basketball action. Looks like Bethard was hit back.
Yeah, sometimes that'll be called for a penalty, but nothing there.
And Bethard gets inside. She takes a shot, and
that's in. That's in.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a great cut by Bethard. Just beat her defender to the spot, and the feed was right there. She turned, and the thing about Bethard is she's about 5'9", 5'10", so she's got that height where, it's almost like a post player in basketball, posting up in the middle, catching it, and just kind of flipping it up and in through the goal, and that's what happened right there.
Absolutely. Bethard does keep grabbing the back of her head, so she might still be feeling a little bit of a sting from taking a stick to the back of the head. Hopefully she's all right. I believe this is Maury, and it looks like it could be Woodall for the draw. And that one's up. And that one is secured by Woodall.
Yeah, Gibbs going to get a green card there for a check. It'll be a 1 minute infraction there. So Adrian on the extra player attacker opportunity.
Absolutely. Score is 2-0 with about 13 minutes left in this first quarter. Woodall with the ball. She sends it up to Malone. Malone gives it to Gross. Can't tell who has it right now, but it is Adrian moving the ball. Looks like they're being patient. Calvin looks like they're not letting anyone get in the middle there. They're playing tight on these offensive players. 2 players got down.
It was Turcotte that made a move to try to cut to the net a moment ago. And the Knights defending it well, and they did again right there.
And it looks like Gross got inside for a shot, and she takes a shot, and she scores.
That was a one-timer. Nice feed and, tightly defended, and a nice job there, as you said, by Gross, and just kind of flipped it through all in one motion and put it into the top shelf. So 2-1.
Absolutely. I mean, they tried that. They tried it earlier, and she got knocked off her path, lost the ball. Thankfully, Donaldson was able to get it. Gray was able to pass it out, and Ross was able to get right back to her spot to take that shot. Right? Like you said earlier, Jeff, this is a very good Adrian team, and a team looking to have a bounce-back win after losing to Kelvin last week. These are Adrian was in line. It was a 3-way tie before the Kelvin-Adrian game. So you love to see the fact that they're out here trying to push the pace and put a competitive game together to beat Kelvin.
Well, Adrian winning the draw there.
Turcotte has the ball. She sends it over to Malone. Right now it's Donaldson with the ball. Makes a move inside. Backs it back out. Sends it back over to Malone, who sends it over to Turcotte. Allie with the ball. Allie kept trying to make moves inside. Right now it's Miller with the ball. Miller loses it.
It's Corrine Plum knocking that one free.
And that is Smith with the ball right now. She makes a move past the defender. She is pushing the pace.
Very intense action so far.
Gets it inside to Boer, and Boer's shot goes off.
Snapshot there.
And they are calling it Adrian ball.
Yeah, I think they ruled that Adrian was closest to the ball going out of bounds there.
Absolutely.
So they'll take possession.
Norton sends it over to
Here's going to be another turnover. That was Boer, knocked it out.
Absolutely.
Well, and the Knights turn it right back.
We have Turcotte with the ball. No, excuse me, Malone with the ball. If Kelvin wants to win this game, one thing they are going to have to eliminate is the turnovers.
Yep, no question.
We've seen it throughout the year. They've had issues with turnovers. Even in big games that they were up a lot, they still had issues with turnovers. And it looks like Rizzo has secured the ground ball.
No, turnover right back, so see if the Knights can do something with it.
Both teams so far in this game really good at forcing turnovers. Adrian putting pressure on these Knights players as Rizzo sends one up, and that is
Natalie Scott.
And she passes it up to Smith. Adrian playing very aggressive defense as Bethard gets inside, and her shot's good.
That was quite a pass in from deep, and again, Bethard just cutting in and finding the top shelf.
Bethard has been a very good player for the Knights this year.
First team all-conference and in the top 10 in goals and points all time. Swam for a couple years as well for Calvin. Dual sport athlete. It's not easy to do.
Absolutely
Out of DeWitt High School. It's quite an athletics-powered DeWitt High School. Hear about them in football, obviously, but quite a few other sports as well in the Lansing area.
it'll be Maury and Allie for the draw.
They're midway through the first over at Hope, and Kalamazoo up 1-0.
Whittle has secured the draw here. So Kalamazoo's up 1-0.
1-0 midway through the first.
Adrian passing it around, being very patient. Both teams, very, very good teams, know their shots, know their style of play, and they're not going to back down from anything for anyone. Right now, Woodall with the ball. She tried to get it inside there, and it is blocked by Rizzo. That shot was taken by Miller.
Ooh, look out. Oh!
And Plum with the ball after losing it was able to get right back. She gets it up to Smith, who gets it up to Johnson.
Oh, great save.
Her shot goes off the top of the cage, but it's Knight's ball still, as Bethard has it, down at the next spot.
That was a great fast break play there, and a great save by the goalie.
Great defense by Adrian right there, not letting Smith get a wide open shot.
Yeah.
She was able to cut in, and then two defenders just swarmed her right away as Gibbs gives it down to Plum, who sends it to Johnson at X. Gives it to Smith. Boer inside. She takes a shot, and that's good. Bounces right under the stick of Norton. What a shot there by Boer. And she scores her second goal of the game.
Yeah.
Pushing the lead to 4-1 for the Knights.
Knights firing on all offensive cylinders right now. If they can maintain possession of the ball, they're going to be tough.
You mentioned earlier that Adrian is a very experienced team. Well, so is the Knights with 6 seniors.
That's right.
And those seniors are putting together a great performance here at Zamita Field as Adrian
timeout. Yeah, Adrian wants a timeout. Calvin's controlling the tempo and the momentum here. And, you know, last week, Calvin got off to a big first quarter lead, and Adrian wants to calm the tide or slow the tide, I guess is the way they say it. But right now, Calvin is playing a little bit more intense, gaining the ball, and obviously making good on their shot opportunities.
Absolutely. Calvin's experience, 6 seniors, 4 juniors, are probably the reason you could say they are winning this game right now.
Yep.
Those girls are playing a game that they have learned how to play under Coach Bain for the last 3 to 4 years, and they are not looking back. They are attacking, passing the ball very well, cutting very well. One thing we have not seen from Adrian is as many cuts as Kelvin. Kelvin, I think, is cutting every time. I mean, it's like that. Have you heard of the 5-man offense in basketball?
5 out, yeah.
Pass and cut, pass and cut. Right now, that's what the Knights are doing, right? They're big fans of the pick and roll, and we haven't seen that a lot because they've been able to get to their spots with those cuts. And that's what you love to see as a Knights fan.
Well, still 1-0 over there at Hope. Kalamazoo in the lead, 7 minutes left. First quarter. You know, the one thing about Kalamazoo, we saw them here, Bryce, a few weeks ago. They have an outstanding goalie who can kind of keep her team in the game all by herself. And if you fall behind, you can start pressing against a talented goalie like that.
Absolutely. Knights fans probably have some mixed feelings about that game. They never want to root for Hope, but we would love to get a rematch and a shot to beat them.
Well, one thing, if Calvin could win, if Kalamazoo were to win, Calvin would actually host the final on Friday. So
yes,
there is that.
Knights would love to see that. As Knights fans, knowing how deep this rivalry runs in West Michigan, they would also love a second chance to beat Hope. Right now, as Donaldson has the ball, Allie drops the pass, secures it again. Knights defense not pressing as much as they usually are, as Woodall tries to make a move inside, and Knights are not giving her an inch of room, as Williams and Petrucia are just putting the pressure on her. Woodall gives it to Miller. Miller trying to make something happen, but this Knights defense pulling off a little bit, but the minute they get inside, try to get inside, they're putting that pressure on them. Bulldogs passing around, trying to set something up. Past the halfway point at the shot clock as Allie has the ball. One-on-one against Plum. And now double team with Gibbs. Back to one-on-one against Plum. And it looks like they're calling a penalty on Plum.
Could be an interference.
Maybe.
Or shooting space. So get a free position attempt.
Allie get a free position shot. Rizzo has been very good at defending this season. As that one bounces under her stick and gets in from Allie.
Yeah, she did a good job. Jenna Allie kind of used her body to just kind of worm in there and went low and forced Rizzo to try to get it off the bounce, and it was a very good shot by Jenna Allie, who is a transfer from Siena Heights, just like Kelvin's Megan Gibbs. So the exodus of Siena Heights lacrosse players impacting the MIAA. You and I were talking about that. Siena Heights closing down at the end of this spring semester. So
absolutely. Scores out 4-2 with about 7 minutes left in this first quarter. Allie, the senior from Livonia, Michigan, putting together a good game so far. She is just not. She's gonna leave it all on the field. She does not want her season to be done tonight, and you can see with the way she's playing and how aggressive she is playing. She is not letting this Knights team, who has been a very physical team this year, beat her. She's trying to win the physical battle as they get Smith inside, who passes it.
Off the post.
Off the post. Boer with the rebound. And Boer falls to the ground.
Yeah, just got run over, and I think they're going to call an infraction against Kelvin. Might
like
be
against
Enigenberg. Yeah, green card.
Looks like Enigenberg had the shot, too, that bounced off the post.
It'll be a 1 minute penalty, second green card of the game against the Knights.
Knights normally have been very good at not getting too many penalties this season. In this game, 2 early ones, putting themselves in a one-man down disadvantage. Thankfully, it hasn't affected them on the score too much, but you don't like to see it as a Knights fan with a spot for the MIAA title on the line. As Williams is putting pressure on the defense, Redmond as well. As Donaldson has the ball, passes it to Malone. Malone taking her time. Woodall cuts, Miller cuts, Woodall backs out, hits a cutting Donaldson.
Oh, good defense.
Great defense by Gibbs. Like you just said, the Siena Heights impact. As Redmond loses the ball to Malone.
Got double teamed.
Or to, my apologies, to Turcotte.
I think the Knights are back at even strength here.
Yep. And this is Turcotte with the ball. Gives it over to Gross. Donaldson with it down low. Gives it to Woodall. Petrucia there defending. Up to Allie. Over to Miller. Over to Gross. Gross off the screen. Cuts it back to Donaldson. Knights defense not letting them inside. That might end up also being part of this defensive plan that helps them win this game.
Boy, really getting feisty there in these battles. Scrums for the ball.
Refs letting them play a little bit. Wonder how many penalties are going to get called this game. As Scott putting pressure on Miller. Pass went right outside Gross's reach, but goes to Donaldson.
10 on the shot clock. Oh my!
What a shot!
Yeah, time is ticking down, and Miller from Adrian at the top of the point. Snapshot went up top, and Rizzo could not get there in time. It's 4-3.
What a goal there. The sidearm.
Snapshot.
4-3 score.
That's one of the better shots that I've seen this year from distance in the women's game.
Absolutely. Knights started this first quarter owning the possession clock.
Adrian punching back a little bit here.
Last 3 goals by Adrian. Kelvin, I believe, has touched the ball, had the ball on the offense twice. Since Adrian has gone on this 3-0 run, or 2-0 run, my apologies, but Knights cannot get the ball as
Adrian's got possession.
Adrian secures another draw.
Yep, they are doing a better job winning draws right now and just possessing the ball.
Absolutely. The Knights both teams are turning the ball over a lot, but right now the Knights have more penalties, less draw wins. If you want to win a game, especially in the MIAA, one of the toughest leagues in the country, and in D3 athletics, you have to do the little things right. Right now, Kelvin's defense is playing relentless and is able to poke the ball out, but they can't get the turnover. As that pass went inside to Malone, and Malone's shot gets knocked away, but she secures it again. Wow, what a play from Malone there. As her pass to Allie goes off, and Allie does secure it. Right now, Miller with the ball, Scott defending her.
Ooh, that was a good cut. Shot just went wide by Woodall. She had the space.
I think she had Rizzo in a bad position.
She did.
Too. Rizzo would definitely have given one up there as
we might have a crease violation. Adrian got in too tight.
Great. I believe that was Malone or Turcotte. Great cut. Great idea, just a little too tight as Einigenberg has the ball and she's pushing it up.
Yeah, Knights need to punch back.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, this is the first time having the ball since about the 6-minute mark, maybe 7-minute mark. You don't like to see that. Gibbs with the ball, gives it to Boer. And Gibbs pass to Boer, intercepted as Norton has the ball now, but great play there.
Lazareski.
Yes, Lazareski, great job by Lazareski. Love to see the defensive play there.
Yeah, Adrian has turned it up a notch since that timeout and has gained the momentum in this one.
Coach Asher had to have said something to get them fired up as the ground ball, and they're fighting for it, and they're calling Adrian's ball. Coach Bain looks upset. Coach Asher excited, Coach Bain upset. We'd love to see a game like this for an MIAA play. Right now, Taremi with the ball, gives it to Gross. And once again, under a minute in this first quarter, and Adrian has the ball. Jeff, do you think they're going to run out the clock, try to get the ball, try to get the possession for the second quarter?
You've got about
try to take a quick shot here with 45 seconds left.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to get a shot off, but you're going to play the smart game here and try to find something out in front. Didn't right there, so now the Knights. Now Kelvin, with the new rules, they could hang on to the ball. There is no draw in between quarters, so if you have possession of the ball, then you can carry that possession into the second quarter. So Kelvin might decide to do that.
Scott holding the ball. She gives it back to Rizzo. Gives it up to Scott. Looks like she was trying to hit Plum, but it was short. Plum with the ball. And Donaldson looks like trying to come from behind as she gives it off to Redmond. 3 seconds left. They're trying to secure it as Woodall. Like we said earlier, Woodall is really just trying to out-physical this whole Knights team.
She is. Well, 55 seconds on the game clock. Kelvin will have possession to start the second quarter. Coach Bain will try to draw something up offensively. The Knights would love to get a goal back. Right now, 1:20 left in the first. Kalamazoo leading Hope 3-2. Actually, 4-2 now. Kalamazoo just scoring again. So, yeah, as far as the seeding for this tournament, Kalamazoo is the 4 seed. Kalamazoo is the 3. Adrian is the 3 seed. Kelvin is the 2 seed, and Hope is the 1 seed. And Friday's final will be at the site of the highest remaining seed. Used to play this on Saturday, but there are a handful of schools in the league that do have graduation on this Saturday in early May. Trine and Albion are the ones that come to mind. Hope's
graduation is the Saturday after.
It is. Yeah, I think Hope's graduation is this coming Sunday. I think Adrian and Elma have already had graduation. They're a little bit earlier in the semester. And I think the one that is the latest, because they're in the quarter system, is Kalamazoo. That graduation, I think, is in early June, actually.
Olivet is around the same time as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think St. Mary's might be a tick later as well. So yeah, it's that busy time of the year for sure in academia and athletics and all of the above. So
grind time, exams, athletics, graduation, grad school applications, all of the above. Sometimes you do forget that these girls are student athletes.
That's right.
Managing their busy schedules, it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. No, not by a long shot. Well, you're part of the football staff. Just got done with spring football practice a few weeks back. How did things go there, Bryce?
As good as it could. We got some good looks. Got a good look at some guys who transferred in and see what they could do for us. Very happy with how that ended up going for us. Just excited for this next fall.
Yeah. Well, and then if you're on the Adrian side listening in, I'm sure they're excited. They had a really successful season this fall, and probably would have been in the postseason if not for a couple of plays. You had a field goal that Hope hit to beat them right near the end of the game, and then I think the Elma game, last regular season game, was kind of like whoever won that game was going to get into the postseason, and I think Elma won that by a couple of points, and it basically converted, if I remember, or Adrian got stopped on a 4th down late in the game, if I recall. When they were driving, and the margins sometimes can be really small on where a season ended up, but they're looking forward to MIAA football next year, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it's going to be exciting. As Gibbs with the ball. Gibbs, a great transfer in from Siena Heights.
Oh.
And that was knocked away from Woodall and secured by Scott.
Woodall has been a force, as you mentioned.
Scott was able to get it up to Truen. As Truen is trying to make a move inside, cannot. Gets it back up to Gibbs. Up to Bethard. Over to Smith.
Oh, that's got to be a check to the head. That could be a 2-minute yellow card. Let's see here. Yeah, it is.
It is. It will be a 2-minute yellow
check
card.
To the head.
And that will be on Maya Reyes.
Yeah, you get that sometimes. You have the stick and the basket up top, and players are trying to knock the ball out of the stick, and then all it takes is, the offensive player to move the basket a little bit, and the defender's stick comes forward and gets them in the face, and it's not full body wear like the men's game, so they call that foul and that penalty right away.
Oh, yeah. These girls obviously know what they signed up for. Still do not like to see it happen. Looks like they had Boer wide open. It just was not confident in the ability to make the pass there. Bethard with it up top.
2-minute advantage here. Oh,
nice block from Norton.
Yeah, Johnson just snapped it there from the left point. And as you mentioned, a real nice save.
That is Johnson's spot, and Adrian has to know that. Johnson has scored a majority of her goals from that corner spot there. Gibbs maybe thought of taking a deep shot, did not take it. Boer makes a move inside. She takes a shot.
Through the 5-hole.
Wow. Through the legs of Norton for a goal.
Oh, now are they going to say they're going to wave that off? I think the trail official, let's see. I think the trail official said she brought her stick back too far. So let's see if that is indeed the case. I think that might end up being an infraction on Boer. Now they're going to discuss it. I don't know. again, because of the equipment and such, you can only bring your stick back so far to shoot, and I think that's what they're discussing. If she brought her stick back too far, yeah, that's what they're going to call. So
that would have been the hat trick for Boer.
And it's a 2-minute. Yep, I was going to say, if that's the call, that's usually a yellow card. So it waves off the goal, and it evens things up, and then Adrian will have a player advantage for about a minute once their player is out of the box. So, boy, a big turn of events there.
And that is the third power play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
If you're Kelvin, you cannot keep giving those up.
No.
I believe most of the Kelvin or
well, there's
Bulldogs,
turnover.
Their 2-0 run is on the power play.
So 11v11 right now.
Einigenberg with it.
Well, and I think, no, Adrian is still in the box here. Oh.
Yep. These Knights fans do not sound happy with some of these calls. And that is Truan's shot in. What a shot, right past the head of Norton for her first goal of the game.
That's a big goal. You score while you're still even up. You give yourself that 2-goal lead. And
early in this second quarter, and this Knights bench celebrating.
Yeah, Adrian will have the extra player opportunity here shortly. This is where winning the draw is going to be pretty crucial.
Absolutely. Maury this season has been great at winning the draw, and this game, Woodall and Allie have been outperforming her.
Yep.
If you're Coach Boehm.
Well, and her midfielders, Maury's midfielders, Plum and Gibbs, have been awfully good at actually gaining the ball out of the draw there. So we'll see if this comes to pass.
Yes, if you're Coach Boehm, you're just looking at those three girls saying, hey, they're going to come.
Yeah, there's Gibbs.
Right? The ball's going to bounce our way. You just got to make sure that their heads stay up so it doesn't get into a bad place for when they don't win these draws. As Gibbs is drawing it out. Truan is only a freshman, and great shot, great play by the freshman. You love to see a young player be able to do that.
She's gotten more minutes as the year has progressed, and you've seen her name in the stat sheet more and more. So one for the future and, well, one for right now as well.
Yep, as Truan is back on the field, Bethard with the ball inside, brings it out, didn't like the shot she had. And it has Johnson at X inside for Smith, and Smith's shot looks like it went a little left of the cage.
Kelvin hangs on. Now Adrian's got the player advantage, but the Knights have the ball.
Johnson with the ball. Johnson has been very good at getting from that X spot to the corner and taking a shot. Let's see if the Knights try to get it to where, if you're Adrian, you're expecting it.
Yep.
You are not letting Johnson get to her spot. As Gibbs has the ball over to Einigenberg. Einigenberg also been a spark off the bench for the Knights.
She has.
As Truan has the ball. Gives it over to Einigenberg.
Boer's about to come back on here. Yeah, here comes Boer. So the Knights are even up, and I think we're getting a green card. They actually have a player advantage, so might be a slash on.
That
is my glasses.
Jessica Schmidt.
Yeah. She is out of Burton, Michigan, a transfer from Concordia.
And Gibbs with the ball as the play starts back up. Over to Bethard, to Johnson, down to Smith. Looks like they're trying to get Boer inside, but this Adrian defense is just covering her, like face guarding her as you would in basketball. As Gibbs has the ball and takes a deep shot, just a little left off the bounce, trying to bounce it in. As Smith gives it to Johnson, Johnson up to Bethard. Bethard over to Gibbs. Gibbs over to Plum. Plum down to Smith. Smith, her pass to Johnson knocked down as Boer has it.
Plenty of time in the shot clock yet. About 50 seconds.
Plum has the ball, gives it to Smith. Back over to Johnson. Bethard Makes a move inside, takes a shot, and that's good. And I believe Beathard now has the hat trick.
Yes, she does, and kind of did a little bit of a feint, like she might take the shot from up top. Defense went for it, snuck inside, got closer, and fired it inside the far post. Over at Hope right now, Hope back in the lead at 5-4, about 4 minutes into the second quarter. 5-4 over Kalamazoo.
Knights extend their lead to 3 with a score of 6-3 with 10 minutes left in this half. Beathard, great player in her career for the Knights. Her senior leadership has shown this season.
Yeah, she's had a great year.
Experience has shown this season. Definitely will be a player that the Knights miss.
No question.
As she moves on from Kelvin after she graduates this year. And ground ball still going. Push out about, so they're calling the Adrian ball, and
so draw goes to Kelvin.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, Kelvin ball.
I think Plum got a little piece of it, knocked it off the Adrian player's leg and out of bounds, so the ball goes to Kelvin.
And Scott has the ball, pushes it up to Petrusha, who sends it up to Einigenberg. Woodall coming from behind. Woodall is a speedster for this Bulldogs team. As Beathard gets the ball inside, gives it up to Boer. Inside to Smith.
There you go. 5-hole.
Shot goes in once again through the legs of Norton.
Yeah. They found that that opening there, and that is, I think, the third time they have shot it through the legs of Bella Norton.
Coach Boehm definitely had one of those Michael Jordan halftime speeches like you saw in Space Jam.
There you go.
As Coach Boehm as the Knights go 3 goals unanswered in this second quarter. Coach Asher in her 3rd season with the Bulldogs might be thinking of calling a timeout, might be thinking of trying to make some changes to a scheme, something to push her players back into this game. She was able to do it earlier.
I see Chloe Martin warming up for Adrian, and she is the backup goalie for Adrian. So we might be getting a goalie switch here at the next chance.
And Adrian moving the ball around as Woodall has the ball, gives it over to Donaldson. Donaldson drops it, does secure it again, passes it up to Malone. Looks like Malone is one-on-one with Slings, and Slings is just not letting her get in any room as Turcotte tried to get inside and could not secure the pass. She does secure the ground ball. Turcotte one-on-one against Gibbs. Turcotte has nothing open as she has to give it up top to Malone. He sends it over to Allie. Allie one-on-one against Plum. Plum, very aggressive sophomore for this team. As Petrusha secures the ground ball. Gives it up to Plum. Plum to Williams. And ground ball. Williams unable to secure it. And it looks like that will be Turcotte with the ball. As she gives it to Malone. Malone over to Gross. Back up to Malone. Over to back to Turcotte. Over to Miller. Miller putting herself down in that X position right now. And Woodall's shot goes right past Rizzo. I believe that is Woodall's 2nd goal of the game. Driving force for this Adrian team. She is just going 100% wherever she's at. Jeff, you were right. We are getting a goalie change.
Yep.
That will be, looks like Chloe Martin.
Chloe Martin. freshman out of Monroe, Michigan, St. Mary's Catholic Central. Same high school as Kelvin men's lacrosse standout Riley DeSarbo.
Coach Asher trying to do anything she can to get her team back into this game and for a win.
I think we've got, legal procedure. So Adrian will win the draw there.
Maury does not look
happy with that call. She went soon there.
Maury does not look happy with that call.
No. Well, Adrian in possession again.
As Turcotte with the ball over to Malone, over to Gross, over to Donaldson, down to Woodard at X, over to Miller, over to Alley, back to Miller, back to Woodall, back to Donaldson. Donaldson, nice spin inside. Couldn't get the shot off.
Yeah, good play from behind. Might have been Molly Williams with a poke check.
Absolutely, and Plum is just faster than everyone else on this field right now.
Really good clear, and as you said, the speedster Plum clears it well for the Knights. Here we go.
As Plum gets it, slows it down, letting her offense get set and on the field. Up to Gibbs, over to Boer. Inside to Smith, and that just went right by Smith. Johnson with the ball up to Brewer. Calvin has been able to take advantage of some of these plays, of some of these turnovers they've been able to force, as Gibbs gets the ball back up top. Inside to Bethard.
They're starting to pay a little more attention to her in the middle when she gets the ball.
Absolutely. And Boer's pass just through the stick of Smith.
Oh,
and
Enigenberg
with it, and her
had a little too much juice coming up with that loose ball, and in tight quarters made a pass with too much pace on it. Turnover there, unfortunately, for Calvin.
And stop and play. Rest discussing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what might be discussed here.
I didn't see anything unusual. Did you, Jeff?
I didn't. They're going to talk to the Adrian defender or defense or the goalie. I'm not sure what this is all about. So illegal equipment, maybe? Something with oh, yeah. Well, I think she had a bracelet on, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or a couple of pieces of jewelry. You know, you're not in the game as a starter, and then you don't have that on. Now,
it looks like it was hair ties and a scrunchie. Obviously, was not a starter and wasn't even thinking about it.
I'm not sure if that situation rules it. Yeah, so I think that was going to turn it over to Adrian, and then because of that, there's probably some type of infraction there for illegal equipment, and that turns the ball back over to Kelvin. That's the way I read it.
That's the way it looks.
I am not a person that is thoroughly knowledgeable of the complete lacrosse rule book. I'll put my hand up on that one and admit it. But
that just seems like something that is a ticky-tacky.
Yeah, you see that at the high school level. You know, they enforce that more.
They enforce it, but I've never seen it as in other teams' ball.
Yeah, it's got to be, considered a safety thing, and you got sticks, and people can, get baskets and sticks and things caught in jewelry, I guess. So that's probably the reason. And there's a goal by you-know-who.
Great shot by Bethard, fourth goal of the night.
Yeah, so that an unfortunate situation for Adrian. They had turned Kelvin over, had the ball, and it looks like equipment issue, turns it back to Kelvin, and that turns into a goal for the Knights, 8-4.
That's just a learning moment for the freshman.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's coming in a high-stakes game like this, but that is a learning moment for the freshman. Her teammates right there, her teammates down there, letting her know she's good, right? Kelvin up 8-4. Her team, Martin's teammates just got to let her know. I mean, you're a freshman, you're inexperienced, and in a game, in an MIAA tournament game, mistakes like that, they can't be made. Giving up a goal like that can't happen, but her teammates letting them know that it's okay, they're going to get it right back. As Gibbs secures the draw win for the Knights. Brewer with it up top, off the pass from Gibbs. Gets it inside to Bethard. Oh, pass a little too high. Caught by Martin.
5.5 left in the second. 6-6 between Hope and Kalamazoo.
Second quarter or second half?
Second quarter, sorry.
Okay.
Second quarter.
Sweet. Oh, and nice play by Johnson. Can she secure it? And they're calling it a
foul from behind there, so
Absolutely.
Kelvin hangs on to it.
Johnson did not look happy as she was throwing her arms up. Things are getting heated in this game. I would not be surprised if we see some more penalties and yellow cards in this game, Jeff.
Yeah, if the score starts getting a little out of control, sometimes that could happen.
And it's blocked.
Chloe Martin.
Play by Martin. Bounce back, 2 plays back-to-back after giving up a goal. Nice spin there from Schmidt. As she is just getting attacked by all angles as Smith secures it. And they're calling a body check.
Now we're going to get a timeout for Kelvin.
Timeout to the Knights. Schmidt did not look happy. She thought that was going to get called on her. Can't blame her.
Nope.
Timeout by Coach Boehm. Right now, the Knights getting the shots they want. Right now, Martin playing pretty good for a freshman getting thrown into a high-stakes game, being down 3.
Yeah, no question. It's a big moment for a freshman to come in and try to stem the tide. I think that was the word I was looking for. I kept thinking stymie, and stymie's not the right word. So stem the tide is how the old phrase goes, and they're asking her to make a few saves, keep her team in the game. You know, when Adrian has had the ball, they've done a pretty good chance at creating quality scoring chances.
Absolutely. Both goalies right now, or both starting goalies, giving up some goals. Both teams offensively are getting the shots they want.
Yep.
Both teams offensively are also turning the ball over a little too much.
They are.
So it's mistakes all around for both these teams. Both coaches, who are both great coaches in the MIAA, needing to really hone in on the small details from their team.
Right now, Adrian, all 4 of their goals have been scored by different players. Woodall, Alley, Gross, and Miller with the goals for the Bulldogs, and then for Kelvin, 4 from Bethard, who's having a huge game, 2 from Audrey Boer, and 1 from Truan and J.C. Smith, the other. So that is your scoring roundup. And it looks like Hope now up 7-6 with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. On Kalamazoo.
And it'll be Plum with the ball at midfield to come out from the timeout. One thing that both teams have done really well is attacking on defense. Yes, they've both given up goals. You know, it is a 4-point game right now, right? Not something you'd like to see as a Bulldogs fan, but both teams are playing very aggressive, creating turnovers left and right, knocking the ball down, right? Both teams are also getting the shots they want. Kelvin has just been able to knock them down more. Martin has given up 1 goal, but has played, 2 saves also.
Yep.
Coming in the short amount of time that she's played.
Well, Kelvin controlling possession of the ball a little bit more right now.
In this quarter, yes. The Bulldogs definitely did it last quarter. So
they did.
Who knows what Coach Boehm said at the intermission as that goes over and is secured.
Yeah. Here we're talking about it, and just like that, almost on cue, a turnover.
Like that, and it is a 4-on-2 break.
Yeah, transition.
And, the pass just goes a little wayward, but Woodall had the chance to save it. Tripped on
That's Natalie Scott, who came flying in.
Over to Rizzo.
Boy, that is an impressive defensive play. First team all-conference player, Natalie Scott.
Woodall saved it from going out of bounds and tripped on her own feet trying to stop. And tipped by, looks like that was Turcotte. Petrusha with the ball. They need to get it across midfield.
Yep.
And Plum does that.
St. Louis speedster. That's what I'm going to call Corrine Plum out of St. Louis.
Great find for the Knights.
Yeah, absolutely. Knights have traditionally, down through the years, gotten a handful of St. Louis athletes. Typically, it's that Westminster Christian Academy that's been the feeder, but she is out of a different school.
Christian Academy.
Oh, is she Westminster?
Yes.
Okay, okay. There you go.
Yep.
Oh, wow. That is a train wreck right there. What do we have on the call?
And it looks like it's just going to be a free possession shot.
Yeah, a foul on Adrian, probably like a blocking foul. You know, just like a...
Probably. Both teams just pushing each other and falling, right? No, there was no intent or anything there.
Oh, look at Gibbs just coming right on in. Boy.
Wow.
She's just got that quick first step. And before Adrian, you know, the whistle blew, she was ready. I think Adrian's defense was a half step slow, but Gibbs is really quick there and just came darting right on in. And it was just one on the goalie there.
Yep. That's a hard play for a freshman to make, too.
Yeah.
Or for any goalie to make. Gibbs got right in front of her face. She stick matched it. It just was a little late. 9-4 with about just under 2 minutes left in this first half. If you were Coach Asher, what are you saying to your team right now?
We got to possess the ball. We've got to win the draws. We got to hang on to the ball and just kind of settle down. You know, one goal at a time, one possession at a time. I think those are probably the key things she's going to be saying.
Yes.
We're a couple minutes away from halftime.
Coach Fig says it in football all the time. There's no 30-point touchdown.
No, there's not.
There's no 5-point goal. There's no 30-point touchdown, right? In basketball, there's no 10-point shot.
Nope.
You just got to take it one possession at a
time. That's right. But the Knights had the ball again.
Maury definitely has done a better job this quarter than the first quarter, winning the draws, putting the ball in a place for her teammates to get. And Einigenberg gets it inside. Nice spin back, but that is knocked out.
Pretty good check there by Jenna Alley.
Oh, absolutely. Great defensive play. Trying to run pick and roll inside to Bethard. Great catch by Martin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bethard, who had the 4 goals, had a point-blank opportunity.
You love to see that from a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Adrian pushing it up. Kelvin being very aggressive on the full field defense, but might be giving up some space in the half field or half court.
Yep.
You know, saying half field does not feel right.
Nope.
Half court definitely feels better. As Gross has the ball. 40 seconds left. Adrian might be trying to run the clock down to get the final shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? They have they have more time on the shot clock than they do on the play clock.
Well, Natalie Scott kind of riding the attacker down, a little slow to get up.
And that is secured by Plum.
Yeah.
And she's knocked over.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to call that, you got to call it on the Knights when they knocked over one of the Adrian players, right? Obviously, refs aren't perfect. Adrian fans are definitely going to be picky about that one. Coach Asher and this Adrian side, as they should be.
It's going to be on Turcotte there, 1-minute green card.
And it's to Rizzo. Petrusha, and she can't secure it. Ends up getting it off the ground.
Maybe one last burst here. Going to have to go right to the hole, I was going to say. And the ball did just that, but Chloe Martin was there. So a pretty good first half. I've got the stats up here on my phone. So I'll try to quick go through some stats, then we'll take a little bit of a break here. 9-4. Kelvin led by Morgan Bethard, who's got the 4 goals. J.C. Smith a goal. Celine Truen a goal. 2 for Audrey Bohr, and I'm trying to think who had that last. Smith, J.C. Smith had the goal. Let's see, total shots, 12 for Kelvin. Nope, take that back. That is 20 shots for Kelvin. And Hannah Rizzo has got 1 save. On the Adrian side, goals for Woodall, Alley, Gross, and Miller. Total shots here for Adrian, 7. So a 20-7 shots at goal situation. Adrian's goalies have made 6 saves, 14 turnovers for Adrian, and let me quick look at the turnover total for Kelvin here, 7. So a +7 margin for Kelvin in the turnover battle right now, and that I think is looming pretty large. And then quickly I can get you where they are halftime in Holland. Hope leads Kalamazoo 8-6. There you have it. So let's take a little break, and we'll be back with the second half.
All right, sports fans, let's hear some noise. Cheer on your athletes.
All right, here we go. Start of the second half. 9-4, Kelvin in the lead over in Holland. Hope leading Kalamazoo 8-6 at the break in these two MIAA tournament semifinals.
One thing you can always say about Kelvin is their bench is going to be loud.
They will. A lot of enthusiasm.
Absolutely, and that could be a driving force, right? A loud bench, successful team, right? We see it a lot with other sports where, especially like football, basketball, baseball, you know, when the benches, the dugouts.
Yep. They say win the dugout or the bench battle, you know, coaches frequently, and there is really a lot of wisdom in that.
Oh, absolutely. And Allie takes the ground ball off the draw.
Or the pool deck. You know, I've seen a lot of swim meets where the teams get into it big time, and that energy creates.
You know, it just helps the players out.
It does, yeah.
This Knights bench, every game in and out, has been, in my opinion, the loudest bench of the MIAA.
I agree.
You know, players from senior down to freshman might not get in all the time. They don't let that affect how they act on the bench. They are always cheering their teammates on, and that's always great for
That's a good sign of good culture.
Absolutely, and that's great for the people on the field.
Yep.
As Turcotte gets the ball and sends it over to Miller, who sends it over to Woodall. Right now, Adrian.
Well, they've got 5 players all stacked up. Now they're going to run their offense there.
Oh, yes. Trying to get something going. Seems like they just ran 4 cuts. And
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like Kelvin was ready for that. Screened by Donaldson.
It's almost like a stack off an inbounds play in basketball, and then everybody kind of weaves a different way.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a cut there, and pretty good defense for Kelvin to stay with the cutting attacker turnover.
Williams has the ball, sends it up to Gibbs. Gibbs to Plum, Plum to Boer, Boer to Einigeberg. Boer with it up top. The Knights really trying to get Beathard inside. If they get Smith inside, Smith spins back, can't get the shot. She gets it up to Beathard, over to Boer. But the Knights really want to get the ball to Beathard inside as Boer makes her move. And
went low again.
That's good. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah. Well, and this is Martin, I believe, or Norton, sorry, Norton, who's in goal there.
Martin is in goal.
Oh, Martin, it is Martin, yeah.
Yep. So Martin gives up her third goal of the game. But Boer now has the hat trick.
Yeah, going low has been a successful tactic for Kelvin.
Absolutely. Martin standing at 5'7". She is a taller girl. And they are putting Norton back in. The Bulldogs trying to find an answer at goalie as they are down 10-4.
Look out.
Yeah, wow. And looks like Allie could be hurt.
Yeah, got her foot stepped on a little bit there. Trying to run it off, Jenna Alley.
At least it wasn't anything worse. I do know what it feels like to take a cleat to the foot. Doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel good. No, it does not.
But, again, could be much worse. Thankfully, it was not anything with the Achilles or a broken foot.
Yep.
As Gross has the ball over to Donaldson. Tried to get it back up to Gross, but Gross was cutting, so it is Malone with the ball. Back to Gross. And Gross lost it, and Gibbs secures it.
Yeah, it gives a lot of speed there. Clearing it into...
Up to Boer. Boer to Smith. Smith to Beathard. Beathard shot. What a block by Norton.
Yeah, really nice save.
That looks like it hit Norton's hand.
Yeah, that was a great setup, a great tic-tac-toe passing combination, and goalie just made a big save.
Absolutely. You know, like we said before, the Knights are getting the shots they want, and it just comes down to goalie play right now, if it's falling or not. And it is Plum with the ball, who gets it up, tried to get it to Smith. Bad pass as Smith does secure it. Einigenberg with the ball. Over to Boer. Down to Plum. Back over to Boer. And Beathard inside. Her shot over. Tried to shoot that over two people.
Yeah, she was marked tightly. Lazareski was right on her backside there. Maybe got a little piece of that.
And wow. Tries the back shot.
Little helicopter move and behind the back shot there for Gibbs.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Boer with the ball. Tries to get inside of Beathard. And
that'll be a turnover.
It looks like they're going to call shot clock violation.
Yep. I think that is correct.
I believe, I mean, they could have just given Adrian had the possession. They could have just let them have the ball there and not try to stop the clock. Patricia steals it right back. She hits the ground hard.
Yeah, I think Patricia got held there, so it'll be
a green card on Woodall.
Yep, she'll get called for the infraction. So Calvin with the player opportunity, so a few penalties starting to stack up for Adrian now. The Knights can set up shop. Ooh, good job by the Adrian defense to turn the ball over. Delaney Johnson made a move in and just got the ball knocked out of her stick with a double team.
This is Schmidt passing the ball forward. As Rays has it. Gives it into Gross, who gets the goal. That is Adrian's first goal since the first quarter.
Yeah, and a transition goal, and all of that taking place down a player.
Absolutely. Update.
So a man down, as they say in the stats.
So update from Holland. Tied up 8-8 with 10:44 left.
Yeah, it's Kalamazoo won at Hope earlier this year. I think it was 12-10, very tight game,
and that is Hope's only loss of the year.
Yeah, well, in the league.
In the league, yes, in the league. My apologies.
I think they've recently lost the University of Chicago in a non-conference game, and there was a.
They have a 12-3 record.
Yeah, they lost to a North Coast team, I want to say. An Ohio team
and
in non-conference.
That one just went.
John Carroll, I think, is who beat him.
It's going to be Adrian Ball off the infraction. So right now it is Malone with the ball. Gets right past Beathard. Adrian moving the ball around, being very patient as Woodall has the ball. Woodall tried to get to her spot and couldn't. Good pass in there to Turcotte. Turcotte's shot blocked by Rizzo. And what are they calling? It looks like maybe...
Didn't quite catch what...
Couldn't catch the official signal, but it will be Knight's ball.
Yeah, and they've got a successful clear there.
Plum passing it up to Johnson. Johnson, also a sophomore, another young player starting for this Knights team. I believe Johnson and Plum are the only two underclassmen.
That was Boer to Gibbs, and beautiful feed from Boer, but just too much space for Gibbs, and you give her a little setup space. I mean, that was a nasty shot there.
So the Knights respond to the goal a couple minutes ago, pushing it to 11-5. Knights really pushing the pressure, pushing the pace, putting pressure on this Bulldogs team. Not really giving Bulldogs a lot of hope right now. Really just putting their foot on the gas, and they want to show that they're the most dominant team in the MIAA.
Yep. Yeah, well, right now, making a case for it.
Obviously, Jeff, we might have some biasness to that.
Yeah.
But
Knights have been playing very good ball here over the last few weeks, though.
oh, yes. This Adrian team, Bulldogs fans might agree, not playing to the standard that they normally play to today. Johnson has the ball. And, you know, this Bulldogs team might be one of the few teams in the league that can match Kelvin in roster size. You know, we look back at Albion when they had no subs. We look at some of these other teams that they've played where they maybe only had one or two. As we have, looks like Laretsky with the ball, pushing it forward to Woodall. Woodall against Williams, backing away. And that is Malone with the ball. To Miller, to Alley. Loses the ball, but was secured by Woodall. Tried to get it to Alley, and Alley did not look ready as that is number 28, Jordan Briznio with the ball.
Yeah, a few other players now getting some playing time here for Calvin. That 6-goal lead allows you to get a few more players in there. So Briseno in now, as you mentioned.
Adrian really trying to get something. Woodall gets inside, takes her shot.
Nice save.
Nice save by Rizzo. She gets it to Patricia.
Well, coming right in off the bench, Knights come up with that loose ball. That was Truan.
Right now, over in Holland, Kalamazoo takes a 10-8 lead.
Yeah. Hornets are a stinging kind of team. I've heard that pun before with them down through the years, but it does fit their women's lacrosse team this year. They can sting you.
Brewer passes it over to Truan. Truan trying to look for some, gets Bethard inside and knocked away. And it looks like 50-50 ball still. And it looks like Ray secures the ball. If she passes it up to Schmidt, who gets it to Gross. Gross trying to beat Redmond, and she dumps it off to Donaldson, who gets it to Malone.
Yeah, Adrian not out of this, but probably probably need a goal or two here at the end of the third to just kind of keep them within striking distance.
Absolutely. They need to play some tougher defense to make sure that these goals go unanswered. And Allie secures the ball, gives it to Turcotte. Up to Miller, over to Malone, over to Donaldson, over to Whittle. Whittle really trying to figure out what's going on. Inside to Gross, who looks like she forced a shot there.
Yeah, pretty good defense by Redmond. It was a good catch by Adrian, but Redmond really kind of thwarted her from getting off a clean look and might have even deflected that shot a bit.
Yep. Good thing Donaldson was able to secure possession for them, as they only have 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Down to 3. Not going to get a shot off. Be a turnover.
Great defense by the Knights, as Scott's going to pick it up. And Kalamazoo just pushed their lead to
11-8. Yeah.
11-8. Petrucia sends it up to Einigenberg, and that is missed.
Yeah, Knights have gotten a little sloppy here in these last couple of clears.
Truin just drops it as Whittle takes it.
Unforced.
And Whittle is fast. She might be able to take advantage. And she gets inside. She takes a shot.
Whoa, good
blocked
save
by Rizzo.
Yeah, went down to the knee and kind of reached back and got a piece of it.
Oh, yeah. Whittle shot, not a bad shot, going cross-body to the other side of Rizzo. As Slings has the ball, gets it to Redmond. Redmond tries to get it to Bethard, and that's
another
intercepted
turnover.
by Lazareski as Whittle has the ball. She gets it over to Miller, but this Knights defense is not letting it happen, and they're calling it Knights ball. Whittle does not look happy right now as Rizzo has the ball.
I think Petrucia is a little gimpy right now. She, possession and a half or so ago, that one where Woodall came flying in, she might have turned her ankle a little bit there and is trying to walk it off.
Tries to get it to Gibbs. Gibbs drops it.
Well, right now Adrian's trying to press, press against the clear.
Actually should.
Yeah, they should. Down a goal or down some goals, and came up with a couple of turnovers, just not able to convert off of it.
Smith with the ball. Gets it to Einigenberg. Einigenberg inside, takes a shot. That one goes left.
Yeah, pretty good job by Lazareski to...
And Johnson gets to her spot.
Oh, that's a good
save.
Nice save
by Norton.
Yeah, she has made some nice saves since coming back in.
Absolutely. Jeff, looking at this Kalamazoo Hope game, Kalamazoo has 5 unanswered goals.
Yeah, that's something.
That's something.
It's got to put a little pressure on the home team, too, when that happens.
Oh, absolutely. But as Knights fans, I'm going to say it because the team out west.
Got a timeout, I think, by Adrian here with 1:10 left. Yep. That team west of us, about, 30 miles?
Yep. We like to see when they finally get a goal this quarter to bring it down to 11-9. But Knights fans, I think, would like to see them lose this game.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that would, you kind of put it in different ways, and both could be true. In some fashion, you'd like a rematch. In the other fashion, you'd love to have a home game come Friday night, which would mean a Calvin-Kalamazoo matchup. But Calvin's got to get to Friday night first and foremost, and we've still got a quarter and a minute 10 beyond that as well before the Knights can worried about Friday night. But yeah, Kalamazoo putting a little scare into Hope down there, and they got a long way to go. I think they got 4:03 left in the third right now.
Yes. As we know with all college sports, fortunately it is not over to the final buzzer.
That's right. That's right. Well,
we have seen some crazy things in all levels of sports.
We have. Well, and this is the first of a doubleheader, first half of a doubleheader, and we had a crazy game one matchup between Calvin and Albion a few weeks ago that Calvin won 17-15. I think Calvin kept getting out to nice leads. Albion came storming back a couple of times. Calvin held on, and the two teams meet up here at 7 o'clock in the men's semifinal, and it should be a good one. Very hard fought one. I'm sure it will be. Hope's got Trine at their place on the men's side in the other semifinal, and that should be a pretty good one too. So, yeah, fun Tuesday of lacrosse in the MIAA. This tournament presented by Collegiate Credit Union.
Both teams coming out of the timeout. And it will be Adrian's ball.
Busy week of MIAA just postseason action or championship action too. We've got men's and women's tennis tournaments going on. The Calvin men host Hope tomorrow. The women, trying to think who they host. St. Mary's Thursday in the semis. Got Calvin Hope softball tomorrow at 3. Calvin baseball at LMCU Ballpark Thursday night against Trine. And we got the MIAA track and field championships presented by Collegiate Credit Union Thursday and Friday out at Hope.
This Friday, if Calvin wins tonight,
you'd have a championship
game here at Zamita Field.
Yep.
Calvin athletics, greatness all around.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Well, we got to celebrate it last night at the C Club Awards. It's kind of fun.
We did.
Fun to watch. Oh, look out. The Adrian player wasn't looking for the pass, and Calvin almost stole it.
Oh, yes. Inside to Donaldson, and
that was Molly Williams who got in there and caused that.
And Patricia has the ball, gives it up to Rizzo.
Yeah, it was fun last night at the C Club Awards just to kind of take a look at what everybody did throughout the year in the different sports and the seasons and all that kind of thing and celebrate it. So.
You love to see all these Knights teams support each other, and you love to see it as it'll be Knights ball going into the fourth quarter. Right now, if you are Kelvin, what do you have to do to just secure the win? Yeah,
I think you want to keep your focus, strong and just kind of keep your foot on the gas pedal. You don't want to try to coast. I don't think you want to lay back in a big way, in a defensive shell, so to speak. But I think, Calvin might be a little bit more vanilla on offense and making sure that they don't get too aggressive offensively. But, you'd love to get a couple more goals here, create a little bit more breathing room, and then you're sitting in really good shape down the stretch. But focus is probably the biggest thing, focus and maintaining that intensity. Can't put the cart before the horse, as they like to say.
You cannot. Adrian, what do they have to do to get back in this game?
Yeah, they got to possess the ball, get it back, and just get a couple of goals, which might build a little momentum. And they're probably going to have to press and put some pressure on Calvin's offense here. The old days, they did not have a shot clock in women's lacrosse. And I was just thinking about it. It was kind of a bad memory as far as Calvin women's lacrosse is concerned. But it's 2015. It's right in our tournament program there. And Calvin had a tremendous regular season game against Albion. Those are kind of the two teams that year. Coach Bain was the coach. Calvin won right in the last seconds in the regular season game, won the league championship regular season. Top seed for the league tournament. Rematch in the tournament final against Albion. And Albion ended up getting the lead with about 8 minutes left, and they had a player who was a terrific draw control person. And they basically held on to that 1-goal lead for the last 8 minutes, and there was no shot clock. So Albion just hung on to the ball and stalled it out, and it was a very painful death. Calvin was trying to whack at the sticks and trying to get the ball back and just kept getting called for fouls and all that kind of thing. And yeah, it was a 1-goal win for Albion. No shot clock, like I said at the time, so they could stall it out. And
Jeff, when you say olden days, please tell me you mean before 2003.
Yeah, well, that was 2015.
And that I was 12 years old, so that makes me feel very old. Thank you, Jeff.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. You just aged me a little bit.
I did. Well, Adrian called for a foul there. Kelvin with the ball, so they'll set up the attack.
Gibbs with the ball over to Boer. Gibbs, great player this year, has been kind of quiet for Kelvin tonight. Obviously, doing what her team needs her to do this game, but has been a very good goal scorer for the Knights this year, and you haven't seen it a lot this game. Adrian doing a great job containing her to just someone to pass the ball and play some defense right now.
Well, look at Audrey Boer. Boy, just refused to be denied.
Wow, Boer letting the defender know, as I believe that's Boer's 4th goal this game.
Yeah, and she beat 3 defenders there, twisted, turned. A couple of them fell to the ground, and then just a nasty shot down low, beating the goalie. So that's a big goal for Kelvin, 12-5. Makes it a 7-goal advantage. Long way to go yet, but boy, that keeps the momentum on Kelvin's side, and that's just what I was saying, Bryce, keeping your foot on the gas pedal.
Absolutely. For our viewers, as you can see across the field, our men's lacrosse team heading to the football locker room to get ready for their game tonight.
Should be a great game.
This one looks like cheering on as they're walking by in support of this women's team winning 12-5.
Yep.
Like I was just saying earlier, all of our Knights teams support each other, and you love to see the support from the student body and each other.
No question.
As the draw goes.
Yeah, there's Adrian possessing the ball, so that's what the Bulldogs need to do.
And they need quick goals.
Yep.
They need to score early in the shot clock.
Yep.
Can't let it go down. I don't even think they can let it get down to halfway to the shot clock.
No.
To that 45-second mark. They need to score early and often. This Knights defense does make that very difficult for them, though. As Malone trying to make a move inside. And nice screen by Turcotte. Another one.
Yeah, there you go. That's what Adrian needed. Kind of fought off the checking efforts by the Kelvin defense there.
She was able to get use the screen to get slings off of her, and her shot just went a little bit over the stick of Rizzo. Great shot there.
Yeah, it keeps Adrian hanging around.
Yep.
Now, it's a pretty big draw coming up here.
Absolutely. If Adrian can win this.
It's what Coach Hoger on the men's side, he calls make it, take it. You know, if you can score and then win the face-off on the men's side or the draw here in the women's game, it can be huge for the momentum.
Absolutely. Over in Holland, start of the 4th quarter, 12-11.
Yeah, Kalamazoo up a goal.
High scoring game over there.
Yep.
And wow, right to Woodall.
There you go, make it, take it.
Wow, great possession there. Woodall, I think, just caught Gibbs.
Yeah, look at her go.
And just, look at her.
Whoa, thought she had a shot. And just, I think we're going to have a shooting space violation, yeah.
Wow.
On Kelvin. So now the
free possession shot.
Yeah, we haven't seen many of these in this game.
This is Adrian's 3rd, and I believe Kelvin's only had 1, and that was taken by Gibbs.
Yep. Yeah, this is one that Adrian needs, and you know, if Kelvin can turn it aside, be a big momentum boost for the Knights.
And goal by Whittle. Wow, what a goal.
Yeah, had that first step, big burst, and kind of pushed in front of 2 defenders and right over the shoulder of Rizzo. So 2 quick goals for Adrian, and like I said, a long way to go. And like what you were saying too, Bryce, they need to get them in fairly short fashion there to get back into this one. They're starting to do that now. Big draw coming up here. Adrian has been possessing the ball now.
Down by 5. Like we said, too, anything can happen in college sports.
Oh, yeah.
A lead is never safe. And
oh, boy.
they're going to call it Kelvin ball.
Yeah, some type of hold, I think, on Adrian. And are we going to get a green card here?
Are they going to talk about it?
Well, they're going to talk about it. That is a given. Boy, this is one thing here in women's lacrosse. They do a lot of talking about.
So it looks like it's just going to be an infraction, no green card.
Yeah. Okay.
Could have been on Allie just, boxing out a little
Well,
bit?
yeah, she was coming in from behind and kind of pinching off the Calvin player, I think, that was trying to move to get the ball. So I don't know if it necessarily was a hold, but some kind of interference, I think. That would be my guess. Oh.
I'm not seeing Adrian really put pressure on this Knights team right now, and if they want to win this game, that's something they have to do. They can't be backing off. They have to put pressure on them early and often and as much as possible, because you cannot, especially players Bethard and Boer, who are the Knights' leading scorers in this game, they can't get them free shots. You have to double them, try to whack at their stick as much as possible, not let them waste their shot clock either, so you can get quick goals. As Knights just passing it around, wasting their shot clock. They're in what football calls 4-minute offense, where you're just trying to...
Yeah, trying to eat up a little clock here. Now here comes Boer. Oh, man.
Nice shot by Boer.
Yeah, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Kelvin. You chew up some time in the clock, and then you convert at the end. 13-7.
And this Knights bench celebrating. There's a little bit of sword fighting down there.
Yeah, having some fun.
This Knights team, a relentless team. Something that you can say for all Knights athletics is we have a gritty athletic program here.
Yep.
Even when they're up by now 6, even when they're up 5. They give up a goal, they feel like their back's pushed against the wall, and they're going to respond, dig deep, and respond.
5th goal of the game for Boer, along with 2 assists. So she is having a monster day with 7 points.
Absolutely. Boer, hands down, probably in contention for MVP of the team this year. Her and Bethard got to be the 2 front.
Kelvin called timeout before that pass, so they will talk it over and keep possession of the ball. 12-12, Kalamazoo and Hope. 13:46 left in that one.
Like I was just saying before the timeout, you got to think Bethard and Boer have got to be co-MVPs for this team this year.
Yeah, they've had big seasons, no question about it.
You'd love to see.
But I mean they are big MVPs, no question about it. But you look at the success of the sum of its parts. That old saying: Natalie Scott, Molly Williams back in defense there, Hannah Rizzo, the goalie. You got Gibbs and Plum in the midfield. Petrucia also back there on defense. But Bethard and Boer are big, and of course Delaney Johnson, like you've been saying, from that left point there has been really good. So, it's really a nice blend. And together, and J.C. Smith, can't forget her name here. So, a lot of Knights have been contributing, and now starting to see some people off the bench make a little bit of an impact as well. So,
Hope takes the lead 13-12 over in Holland.
Yeah, well, showing a little medal there, Flying Dutch. Not wanting to have a season ended on its home turf there in the semifinals.
Great games all around today.
Yep.
So far for the women's lacrosse and the MIAA. If you're Kelvin, this is a great game. If you're Adrian, this is one of those games where you're really just telling these girls, dig deep, you can do it. Because they can, right? It's only 6 points, right? A team can easily score 6 points and get right back into it. Especially with players like Woodall and Allie on this offensive side. for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Natalie Scott just kind of making her way in the attacking third, now retreating back on defense.
So Gibbs gets in there, and they give it to Plum. Plum was trying to get it to Johnson, but Johnson's getting it guarded very tightly, so Gibbs gets it back up top, back over to Plum. Plum down to Johnson. Johnson spins back inside. She takes that slap shot that she likes. Not good that time as Plum secures possession for the Knights. Plum walking around. Knights eating up that clock once more. Plum gets it back. Takes her turn around the goal. She gets it to Boer. Inside to Plum. Plum drops it. And that is secured by Schmidt.
Look out, here comes Beathard from behind. Double team.
Wow, great pass.
Yeah, it was.
Great pass to Malone.
Adrian getting out of jail there.
That's one of those plays where you see it and you're just like, can never imagine someone doing that. As Malone gets herself in there and her shot just goes left.
Split two defenders just going downhill. Just missing the far post.
Miller does secure possession for the Bulldogs as Turcotte gets the ball up top and sends it over to Malone. Over to Gross. Over to Donaldson, back to Gross, back to Malone, back to Turcotte, over to Allie. Allie takes a long shot, and that is saved by Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo in the top 25 nationally in save percentage. Oh, look out. There's that press. Look out. Rizzo was way out of her goal and then got beat right there. Tough turnover for Kelvin, and that's exactly what you'd like to see if you're an Adrian fan.
Absolutely great momentum shifter there. The Bulldogs can win the draw and get back-to-back goals. They're only down 5.
Yep. Yeah, still 8:39 left. A lot of time left. I have seen 4 and 5 goal leads evaporate in the last 2 minutes of games.
Absolutely.
Been a few years since I've seen that, but I have seen it. Momentum and pressure and all that kind of thing can be a strange thing when it gets to the postseason.
And picked up by
winning draw there for Adrian.
Turcotte, so they won the draw.
They can make it a 4-goal game here if they can convert on this possession.
I still believe they need to get some quick goals up, right? Can't waste too much time on the clock because when you waste a minute and a half, that 8 minutes goes away fast.
That's a tough turnover, and we're going to have, I think, a blocking foul on Adrian. We're going to get a card? Looks like it. Yeah, green card. On.
That might be yellow.
I think I saw the green card.
Yep, green card. Green card.
On Abby Malone, the sophomore at Troy Athens High School.
Coach Boehm does not seem happy that it's only a green card. Patricia did take a little bit to get up.
He's still chatting with our sideline official there. Illegal use of the stick is what they call there.
All right, so Patricia gets it and trying to get it to Gibbs. Wow.
Another failed clear, and got an Adrian player down. I think got an injury here.
Coach Boehm not happy with his team. Woodall did not look happy with the official for not stopping the play there.
No.
As her teammate is down, and I cannot blame her.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
When your teammate's down on the ground, you need to get them out of the game as quickly as possible so they don't get hurt anymore.
Can't see which Adrian player that was, but she was holding her knee.
It looks like it's going to be Donaldson.
Yep. Got twisted up in that scrum there of players, and you can only hope for the best. For an intense game like this, really, I haven't seen too many players get banged up, but yeah, you don't like to see it.
This stadium got quiet real
fast,
too.
Yep, no question.
Donaldson is getting up.
Gonna need a little support to get off, so we'll hope for the best for her.
Some weight off of one of her legs.
Yep.
Couldn't tell what knee she was holding, and it looks like it could be the right one that she's
walking. I think that is correct.
Hopefully she is okay. The Bulldogs send in Grace Holland as a senior who transferred in from Siena Heights. And that is Gibbs with the ball. Oh, and Einigenberg gives it back to Gibbs. Gives it over to Plum. Adrian is a man down as Beathard takes a shot, and nice save by Norton. Looks like Kelvin might be pressing a little bit, not letting a comeback happen as they cannot secure it. And looks like Beathard will secure it for the Knights. And there's another play there, and it looks like that will be Schmidt taking a green card. So the Bulldogs will be 2 down. Looks like an illegal use of the stick. As we have Hope up 14-12 with 9:45 left in the game over in Holland. And Gibbs looks like she had a shot but didn't take it. Beathard inside. Another Adrian player looking hurt. As Boer has the ball up to Johnson, inside to Beathard. And Beathard with another goal.
Her 5th. Oh, they're going to wave it off. Charge is what they called.
And it looks
plowed over a player.
Looks like an Adrian player is down. You hate to see how chippy this one is getting so late in this game. 2 Adrian players getting hurt. And it looks like it will be Lazareski getting up slowly right now. And
had the mask, protective eyewear knocked off on the play. So getting her bearings together. Hope up now 15-12 with 8:59 to go in the 4th quarter. So they're on a bit of a run there. I think if I can do the math, that's 4 unanswered goals for the Flying Dutch.
Yep. And it seems like that's how the game's going. Kalamazoo controlling the 1st and 3rd quarters, and Hope controlling the 2nd and 4th. Yep. You'd like to see Kalamazoo make a run, and Hope just got up 16-12.
Yeah, won the draw, make it, take it, and scored again. So
the team out west is pushing forward.
Yep.
And
good job by Beathard.
Beathard.
Picked her pocket. I think Kelvin got a timeout in before she got pushed out of bounds. Yeah, they called a timeout with 6:29 to go and up 13-8.
Game's getting chippy. Adrian players looking a little banged up.
Yep.
Both teams looking a little banged up as Adrian has put some of Kelvin players on the ground. And Hope now goes up 17-12.
Yep, starting to put the foot down on that one. I'm just going through MIAA tournament histories here. So Kelvin has been to the MIAA Tournament Championship game 5 times, but not since. 2018, I believe. Let me double check on that again. In 2015, lost 11-10. That was the game I was referring to. I think I said 8-7, but it was 11-10, where Albion stalled out pretty much the last 8 minutes. 2016, Kelvin in a rematch defeated Albion 12-11. So that was Kelvin's second appearance in the final. In 2017, Kelvin beat Hope. It says 15-0. That doesn't seem right. I don't remember a 15. I remember Kelvin winning, but 15-0 doesn't.
Might be 15-10.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a typo. 15-10 sounds about right. So that'd be number 3, St. Mary's. Kelvin beat St. Mary's 16-8. I remember that one. That was a beautiful Saturday afternoon at the old field. 2018. So that was the 4th. And then, yeah, that's the last time. 2018 is the last time that Kelvin has been in the MIAA tournament final.
Yes,
so
I was a sophomore in high school then.
There you go.
If that helps you out.
So the Knights bidding to make the tournament final for the 5th time, but still work to do.
As Gibbs has the ball. She dumped it to Scott. And Scott gets to Slings, who sends it over to Williams. Williams goes through 2 defenders, gets it back up to Gibbs. Knights wasting clock, 6 minutes left in this game. Einigenberg makes a move.
Oh, nice save.
Nice save.
Went up high that time.
Yep.
And again, Bird
putting pressure on Norton, not letting her see anyone for free. And she gets it over to Lazarensky, and she drops it. Ray's making her move way inside, up to Allie. Over to Miller.
Yeah, Adrian needs to convert on this possession.
Absolutely. And they need to score now. Just about 5 minutes left in this game.
Oh,
and
she never saw
it.
Yep, that's a beautiful shot. Came around the perimeter, and Rizzo never saw her take the shot. I think it was a little bit of a screen. You had a little bit of a pick up top. She came around and then fired it, and Rizzo was just late in reacting because she did not see the attacker of the ball snapping off that shot. So there you have it, 13-9. The Bulldogs still with a heartbeat, and a big draw coming up here.
Knights starting to get a little sloppy, moving the ball around.
Yeah, yeah. Enough time for Adrian to mount a comeback. Yeah, I think Plum was in there too early into the circle trying to sneak an extra advantage, so that gives Adrian the ball.
And Malone gets it up to Gross. Gross to Malone. Malone to Turcotte. Turcotte over to Miller. And Miller makes her move inside. She drops it.
That was Natalie Scott that got in the way.
Turcotte. Two cutters at once. Never like to see that. Clutters up the inside. Turcotte with the ball. Gets past Gibbs. Makes a pass to Gross. Or, sorry, Howland.
There,
Howland
Rizzo saw that the whole way and made the save. The previous shot, she never saw the ball.
And she gets it up to Plum.
Yeah, here we go.
Plum pushing pace. Nobody in front of her.
Knights can take some time off.
And about 3 minutes left in this game. The Bulldogs need turnovers and quick
they do
5-second goals.
Yep.
Cannot let the Knights waste clock. They need to start pressing now. They cannot be letting Calvin just run freely. Gibbs with the ball up top.
Still 40 on the shot clock.
3 minutes left in this game. Hoover making a move, spins back.
Oh.
Pass intercepted by Lazaretsky. Wow.
Pretty good defensive play.
Yeah.
And there's that turnover.
And
under 3 to go.
Schmidt with the ball. 3 Calvin defenders by her.
Adrian calls a timeout. And a smart one with 2:46 to go. Calvin up 13-9, and the Bulldogs need this possession in a big way to pay off.
Let's see what Coach Asher can draw up for the Bulldogs.
Yep. About 6:16 left. Hope up 17-12 still on Kalamazoo. Yeah, like I said, it'll be a busy week. I didn't mention the MIAA Spring Golf Tournament, also presented by Collegiate Credit Union. That is down at, I think it's Hawks Head Golf Course in South Haven. Kelvin men, that's part of a cumulative fall into spring season where the strokes of each league round add up to a total. And Kelvin right now is only 3 strokes back of trying for first place. They got 36 more holes to go. They'll play it right on the lake shore in Lake Michigan down near South Haven. And whoever takes first will get an automatic bid to the NCAA Championships mid-May. So Knights haven't done that for a few years now, and within striking distance. They were down at Hawks Head last weekend in a match play competition against Hope, and the word was that the greens are very fast, and we haven't had a ton of rain in the last 5-6 days, and the wind's been pretty high, so I suspect that those greens will continue to be pretty fast.
Absolutely. So Woodall will have the ball with 2:46 left. Can she get a quick goal for this Bulldogs team?
We'll see.
And they're going to call a trip on Smith. So Woodall gets the ball. Thankfully, no card there. As Woodall is just taking it as a one-woman show. Right?
Yeah, well, just split the defenders, and now here are the Bulldogs in attack.
And they get it to Miller. 2 minutes left in this game. 4-point game.
Good save by Rizzo. Well, when she sees the ball coming, she's usually good in reacting in a good way.
And that save may...
That's gonna be tough. Now, what do we have here?
We're calling Adrian ball.
Yeah, he's pointing the Adrian way, so there's going to be a turnover of some sort on the Knights. Not sure exactly what happened there.
Wow. That save, I was just about to say that save could have just iced this game for the Knights, but I am not
over yet.
Eating my own words.
Yeah. Minute 30 and change left here. And now what do we have, a timeout maybe? I think Adrian's got 1 timeout left.
And it is still a 12-17 game over out west.
I think they needed to get the game clock and the shot clock reset.
So Allie has the ball, and inside to Malone. Her shot's good. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, made the nice cut, whirled, and fired at home. So 13-10, game not done yet with 1:21 to go.
Wow.
A crucial draw coming up here.
If the Knights can secure it, They have to protect the ball.
Yeah, and
turnovers have been the name of the game this game.
Yeah, I think Coach Boehm is asking why that turnover call was made there, and I'll be honest, I don't really know.
I'd like to know as well, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm as well also not as well equipped with all the rules of women's lacrosse, and I would love to know what the call was there. That just...
It was a big one, though.
It was, and Woodall doing the draw. Can she win it?
And Gibbs went right over the back there, and he's going to win that ball. Just wanted it more.
And Woodall knocks it out. Wow.
I think Gibbs is going to be called for a penalty there.
It on Gibbs.
Yeah,
Knights
here comes Adrian.
Not happy, but
Bulldogs still with a chance.
Donaldson is back in, by the way. Happy to see that she's
that's
healthy.
Good. That's good.
Malone has the ball. Tries to spin, make a move. We got under a minute left. High tension game now as Miller.
Adrian's got to go to goal.
They got to go now. They cannot be wasting time like they are right now. They got to go and go fast.
And then they throw it away.
Throw it away. Can they get there before Plum? And they can. 30 seconds left. They got to score now. 3 goals. They don't have time. Pass inside.
Oh, off the bar.
Off the bar. And Rizzo has it. And
that'll do it.
This might be game. What a game for the Knights. Coach Boehm falling apart a little bit there at the end defensively. I mean, they have scored, I think, 1 goal.
Yeah, maybe went into a bit of a defensive shell there at the end, but you have to credit Adrian for not giving up. It's a hard-fought contest.
Hard-fought.
Kelvin going to win it.
Coach Boehm, though, you are looking at this game saying we did not play our best at the end.
Nope.
Especially with the team out west looking like they might be winning their game tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Hope's going to advance.
You cannot play the way they did tonight, the way the Knights played
at the end.
This 4th quarter.
Yeah.
They cannot play that way again and expect to win against Hope. Especially.
Yep. And I think they'll know that, but you're right. There's no question about it. You know, I Hope will be the top seed, so, you know, considered the favorite, so to speak. But you gotta execute in a high stakes game. That'll be Friday night. Don't have a start time on that. I would suspect that will be a late afternoon start in Holland on Friday at Van Andel Stadium. There's about a minute left. Hope up by 4 on Kalamazoo, and if the Hope men win tonight, then I think the women's game would be around 4 o'clock, just like today, and the men's game would follow. So, be a busy. It's going to be busy over at Hope because they've got the track championships, and on the other side of the creek, the lacrosse games, and might be hosting some tennis over there too. So we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Boehm was just talking to the officials, still trying to figure out what the turnover was.
Yeah. I'm sure that's under his craw a little bit, and I get it. You know, the bottom line is that Calvin will be going to the MIAA Tournament Championship game now for the 5th time and for the first time since 2018. And let's see here. I think they are 3-1 in their 4 prior. Lost in 2015, 1 in 2016, 1 in 2017, 1 in 2018. Yeah, so 3-1 in MIAA Tournament Championship games, and one of those was against Hope in 2017. So exciting times for the women's lacrosse team. Some things to tighten up for sure, but you know the old axiom, Bryce, survive and advance, right?
Yes, 100%. Hard-fought game for both these teams. You can see the tears from the Adrian players.
Yep.
Props to them for the hard-fought battle and the great season they had.
Yeah, 12-5. You know, they finished in 3rd, but went to that final regular season game last week with a chance to get a share of the league championship. So certainly nothing to hang your head about. Really solid season. Just hard to see it end. Looking at the stats here, if I can come up with the split stats. Adrian had 22 shots, 22 turnovers, And they had 2 goals from Woodall, 2 from Gross, 2 from Miller, and 2 from Malone, a goal from Turcotte. And that accounted for their 10 goals. For Kelvin, if I can look at the team stats here, 33 shots, so the Knights won that statistical matchup. Turnovers, Kelvin with 20, so the Knights, I think, had 13 turnovers there in the second half, Bryce, only 7 in the first half. So they'll need to, as you mentioned, clean that up a little bit. As far as the scoring is concerned, Audrey bore 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points, 4 goals for Morgan Bethard, and then 2 goals for Megan Gibbs, and a goal for Celine Truin, and also J.C. Smith. Hannah Rizzo, the winning goalie for the Knights, and she had 6 saves for Kelvin. Adrian Martin had 4 saves, and Norton had 7 saves. So there you have it. So I think we're going to sign off here for a while, and we'll be back with the start, or at least you'll be back with the start of the men's game, which will start around 7 o'clock.